Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And this past weekend was a special one. So I'm actually still here on the Celebrity Infinity, where I am on a 12-night holiday sailing out of Buenos Aires, heading down south by Cape Horn and coming back up to Santiago, Chile. So it is a fantastic itinerary, but it's also, more importantly, a holiday sailing. And so I wanted to tell you all what you can expect if you are looking at doing a holiday sailing in the coming years. It is one that you may want to make sure you book well in advance because they can be quite expensive and they will also sell out very, very quickly. So if you're looking at one of these, do go ahead and make sure you're engaging a travel agent and you are jumping on one of these sailings. But we're going to cover a few topics such as what are the demographics like on a holiday sailing? Does Santa visit a cruise ship? I know there's a lot of kids who are really interested in this one. We're going to talk about some religious and cultural activities as well that are going to be happening on the cruise ship. So let's jump on into it. To start out with, let's talk about the demographics of a holiday sailing. Now, I am on a Celebrity Infinity ship. Celebrity is oftentimes known as being a more senior demographic and not that many kids. Actually, the sailing before us, I think they said they had about 7 children on this cruise ship. It doesn't have slides, it doesn't have water parks, it doesn't have putt-putt golf, all those things that, give the kids a lot of activities. But on this holiday sailing, we have about 300 children out of about, I think there's either 2,300 or 2,700 total guests on board. So if you're getting ready to go on a holiday sailing, whatever cruise line it may be, know that you're going to be joined by a large family unit. So it's going to be a lot of kids, you're going to have parents and even grandparents all taking part in this holiday sailing. It is a great way to get away so that you don't have to do the cooking, the cleaning, all that great stuff. It's all going to be taken care of for you on this sailing. But do recognize that it's not going to be the traditional crowd that you may expect. This being a 12-night cruise, I would have expected it to be much older. It's also on Celebrity, and I would have thought more or less kids, but that's not the case on any cruise line when it comes to a holiday sailing. The biggest question that's going to come up for the kid viewers out there is, does Santa Claus visit the cruise ship? So if you are not at home, will Santa Claus come and visit you on the cruise ship? And I mean, look at the smokestacks we have on this cruise ship. There is plenty of space for Santa to come and visit us. And I can comfortably say that yes, Santa Claus will absolutely come and visit you on a cruise ship. Here on the Celebrity Infinity, Santa actually came a little bit early for us. So Santa, I believe, gets the cruise itinerary for where you're going to be, and he wants to make sure that you are going to be home. For us, Christmas Day was actually a port day, so majority of the people were off the ship. All the kids had left their home, and Santa wants to make sure that you're going to be there. So for us, we had Santa come and visit us a day earlier, making sure that we were at home or we were here on the cruise ship because it was a sea day for us. So on the Celebrity Infinity, and I know this is similar on other cruise lines, I've been on a Royal Caribbean ship for the holidays as well, we met Santa Claus up in the Constellation Lounge. It is the lounge at the very forward part of the ship for a quick little celebration. And then we followed Santa Claus and some of his elves down to deck 4 by the Centrum area, where he sat in his throne chair, if you will, and gave out presents to all the kids. So it was a great time, good music being played at the same time. But you will absolutely get to see and visit Santa Claus while you're on board a cruise ship if it is a holiday sailing. Overall, there's also a lot of holiday activities that are going to be going on. These are going to be offered once on your cruise, so make sure that you were able to go. I unfortunately missed several of those because I either wasn't paying attention to time or I was caught up at dinner. So make sure that if these are important to you, that you are looking at your cruise compass and making it a priority to make it to these events. So the first one was, there's going to be caroling with an officer. And so these are normally more senior officers. They actually give them a microphone and they do Christmas carols from a central location on the cruise ship. Sometimes the musicians are good, sometimes they're not. It is just a good time to see the officers up there having fun and recognizing that this is a holiday season. The second thing that you're going to really notice is on the Celebrity Infinity, something that I don't think I've seen on other cruises, is they actually brought together a choir of guests. So they did sign-ups, they've been practicing, and they did their show on Christmas night that they put on with more Christmas carols and holiday music that they had been preparing for the last 3 nights. I unfortunately was at dinner and did not get to see this as it was at 8 o'clock. So that is unfortunate. I wanted to be there, but unfortunately could not make this one. And the third biggest thing, and this is one that's really been a favorite of mine, is they show Christmas movies. So my favorite Christmas movie of all time, they have on the Celebrity Infinity, and that is the movie Elf. It is one that is great for all ages of children and adults. It's really good. They've got a Christmas song or a Christmas carol on here, as well as for the kids, they're going to have the Polar Express on Celebrity Infinity. And this is probably going to be the case on many other cruise lines, is they're going to custom tailor the movies for that sailing based on the season, and this is certainly the holiday season. For those folks coming on a cruise ship and looking to celebrate maybe a religious or cultural holiday, I wanted to call out some of the options that are going to be available to you. For Christians that are celebrating Christmas, you're going to have the ability to go to a Christmas Eve Mass as well as a Christmas morning Mass. I don't know if this was self-led or there was a proper priest there for this one, but they did offer 2 different times for this. I believe that there is a proper minister of some kind or priest who is leading this service, but there were 2 offerings for that Christmas Eve and Christmas morning Mass here on Celebrity Infinity. For those looking towards the Jewish traditions of Hanukkah and lighting the menorah, that is definitely something that is also done on the cruise ship. There is a very large menorah display down by Guest Relations here on Celebrity Infinity. And there is a Rabbi Glenn actually, who's been leading the Hanukkah service and the lighting of the menorah every single night while we have been on this ship, taking them through the lighting of the menorah. There's also several cultural holidays that are being celebrated during this season as well. The first I'll call out is Kwanza, and so you can see on the cruise compass here on Celebrity Infinity, they did give us the front of the cruise compass is dedicated to Kwanza, but I've looked and I don't actually see any actual activities to celebrate Kwanza, but there is certainly an acknowledgement, a very large acknowledgement on the front of the cruise compass that Kwanza is occurring today. You're also going to have the Winter Solstice for those of us that are in the Northern Hemisphere. And I know that this isn't a holiday that we celebrate often, but I know that it is one that many of us, including myself, truly look forward to, is those days getting longer as we have started the trek out of winter going into spring. No activities on this ship, but here in the Southern Hemisphere, I will say the good thing about celebrating a holiday solstice down here in the Southern Hemisphere is it is the summer solstice. So we are experiencing the longest days of the year versus the shortest days of the year that you're getting in the Northern Hemisphere. So as you can see, there are plenty of activities and different festivities to do on a holiday sailing, regardless of your cruise line. These are just examples that I've had from the Celebrity Infinity, which has been a great time. If you are looking to really get away and take some of the stress out of going through the holiday season, celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating, this is a great way not to have to do the cooking and the cleaning to that makes this season kind of stressful sometimes when you're hosting people at your house. The only thing that I'll call out, especially if you have children, is the logistics. So make sure that you are thinking about how you can potentially travel with presents to your cruise ship. So if you live closer to the cruise port, that might be a little bit easier. If you are flying, make sure that you are following TSA protocols for getting on those planes with any wrapped presents. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon.